right, we're here at the Big Bright Idea on the U Sports Report, and we're going to talk football because we're football fans. We're joined again by Mr. Tyler Ortega and the Maverick Man. We're going to talk the playoff chances for our teams, guys, post-draft, post-free agency, what you see going down for your team in the 2016 season before training camp and the preseason. All right, Mav. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's your squad.
Yes, indeed.
What are you thinking?
I think the Pittsburgh Steelers made a nice pickup with the cornerback from Florida. It's an aerial game. That was the biggest weakness of the Steelers' defense was the pass defense.
That's true.
So I think we shored that up a little bit, and we'll be tripped back to the playoffs.
Now, do you think Le'Veon Bell is going to stay healthy? That's a problem with him.
I think it's a problem in the NFL. And so every important position or player needs to have a backup guy. And they did that last year pretty successfully. I think Bell can stay healthy as long as Cincinnati doesn't keep with the shenanigans.
A little dig at the conference rivals. Okay. Tyler, Dallas Cowboys got Ezekiel Elliott.
Jalen Smith. They got some great additions on defenses where they really needed help. They're going to have Orlando Scandrick coming back. Tony Romo will be back. Question is, can they stay healthy? That's the biggest wild card. Injuries affect everybody. They're so random. Hopefully Dez is able to stay off the disabled list this year. I think Dallas has a great shot to not only make the playoffs. I think Dallas, I'd give him probably about 70% chance to win the division.
70% chance to win the division. Sounds like a true Cowboys fan because that's a 70% chance. He's a little delusional. We're going to move on. We're going to talk to, I got some things to say as the Giants, but I'll defer. I'll go last. Jacksonville Jaguars, we just ranted about how they just built that team up and got a new improved defense virtually overnight. What do you think, Kimberly?
We did, and like Tyler said, injuries are super, super random, so it's really great that Dante Fowler Jr. is actually going to get to play this year. We did revamp our entire defense. Much like the Cowboys, it was something the Jaguars desperately needed. I was actually looking at our power rankings, and you're ranked 12th, and we're ranked 13th. So, and I told Khalil that was up like 13 slots from prior to the draft for the Jags, so no complaints here on that. Khalil kind of said it best. I think we'll probably go to the playoffs as a wild card. I don't think we're going to dominate in our conference, at least not this year. In the next couple of years, maybe, with our defense finally growing into themselves and hopefully a better offense in the next few years. But I think wild card shot at the playoffs will be good enough for now.
Wild card is looking good. Now, okay, we're going back to the New York Giants. And look, we spent $200 million in free agency to fix this defense. All of our teams, we can agree, needed defensive help, either a player or two or damn near an entire roster. All right? The Giants did that in free agency, $200 million, getting Olivier Verdon, getting Janoris Jenkins, getting some really great players on the outside defensive line all together. We go out in the draft and we score on a couple more offensive weapons. Not only did we get Sterling Shepard, the outstanding receiver from Oklahoma, but we got Paul Perkins. Paul Perkins, a three-down running back from the UCLA Bruins, who is a scat back. He's a one-cut runner. He is a fantastic blocker. This young man is going to end up being our starting running back by the end of the season. Look, we know that Eli can put up 27 to 28 points per game. Our defense needs to shut it down. I predict this. Not only do the Giants make the playoffs, I'm not going to say they win the division. It's too early to tell. We make the playoffs. We make a deep run in the playoffs. Eli's got a couple of years left, and I've always said he's going to have more rings than his brother. They both have 2 now. Eli's got a couple of years left to make my prophecy come true. And that's how I'm holding it down. So I'm sorry to all the Cowboys fans. Sorry to all the Eagles fans. I'm sorry to all the Washington fans. It's really not going to happen. Washington's going to fall off. Kirk Cousins cannot do it 2 years in a row, although he has great weapons, and they did do well in the draft. Dallas's defense is still Swiss cheese. When Orlando Scandrick is your best defensive back, you virtually have no defensive backs, ladies and gentlemen. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it.
Although in the power rankings, you were ranked lower than both the Cowboys and the Jaguars. So that'll make an interesting...
Power rankings, power schmankings. Hey, they don't know what they're
They don't know
talking
anything
about.
yet, and I told you that may not last, but... For right now, I think we're feeling a little bit good about ourselves.
That's right. That's what the preseason and the offseason of the NFL is all about. Everybody feels good. Everybody's team has a shot to win the Super Bowl. What are you thinking, Matt?
I'm thinking Pittsburgh is definitely going to be in the Super Bowl and has as good a shot
Wow.
to win as anybody.
Okay.
The AFC is, I think, sort of a loose unit when it comes to the power standings.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not sure anybody is truly dominant, even the Broncos.
Yeah. The Broncos definitely not, and the Patriots. They're always there, but I don't see them dominating the
No.
way they did. I think they have a surprise coming in.
I think the Patriots will do well. I think as of right now, you have to look at the Patriots and probably the Panthers as the two Super Bowl champs, or
Panthers?
the two Super Bowl contenders, I would say.
Yeah, you look at them that way, but I think the Jets have a little something in store. They always
If
play
they
them
can get a
difficult.
quarterback.
If they can get their quarterback
They need that
situation
situation
sorted
squared
out,
away.
and the Buffalo Bills will definitely. Let's just say this: the Patriots will not walk through the AFC East the way they have for the past
Certainly not.
12 years. It's definitely going to be different. Check us out. I'm getting from my sources. You need to check us out on our social media. Check us out, the U Sports Report, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube. We also have a Facebook page called the U Sports Report. There's a really nice picture of us. You'll see us. You'll know who it is. All right, we're coming up with baseball with the Maverick Man. We're going to talk the division standings and let you know where your team is here on the U Sports Report.